I'm actually trained in a form of meditation called MBSR, and MBSR stands for Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction. This program was started by Jon Kabat-Zinn at the University of Massachusetts Medical School. And Jon Kabat-Zinn actually has his PhD in molecular biology, but he started studying this meditation, and he wanted to see if the meditation actually had physical, biological impact. So after over 30 years of these meditations, what the MBSR researchers discovered is that it's possible to pay attention in systematic ways that actually change the way the brain is wired. It changes the way the brain functions. It changes the very structure of the brain in ways that enhance well-being, clarity, and multiple intelligences. So this alone is a great reason to just give meditation a try. But the reason that I decided to become a meditation teacher is expressed in this quote from Jon Kabat-Zinn in 2014. Who we think we are and who we actually are very different. There is a huge separation between the two. Who we think we are is very, very small to who we really are. So the practice of meditation can actually kind of be like cleaning a window. When we take the time to gently wipe away any of the dust or the debris from the window, we're gifted with that crystal clear vision. When we show ourselves the care and the compassion to sit in focused awareness, we actually learn about ourselves. And we can choose to release the parts of ourselves that we no longer need that may be clouding our vision. So although meditation may at first seem kind of like a chore, once we begin to appreciate our new clarity, it becomes a practice that we actually perform with profound gratitude. So today we'll be practicing the breath awareness meditation. It's one of the core meditations of MBSR. And if you choose to participate, perhaps even setting an intention for yourself, such as, may this practice allow me to be more relaxed. May this practice allow me to feel more peaceful or more grounded, or maybe even setting the intention to be open to experiencing a sense of yourself that is bigger than who you think you are. So if you're ready, I'm going to ask you just to let the mind's eye scan the body and let yourself just begin to settle and to get comfortable. And let yourself notice maybe any areas of the body that may be holding some tension or some stress. And then as best as you can, make yourself comfortable. So if you need to move or stretch or adjust the shoulders, or so just letting yourself be comfortable. Part of this meditation is self-compassion. So we're teaching ourselves how to take good care of ourselves. And then when you feel really comfortable, if you'd like, just let the eyes close softly, but you can leave them open if you'd like to. And then letting all other sensation just begin to fall away. And let your awareness begin to rest entirely on the sensation of where the soles of the feet are in contact with the floor. Notice only that, and notice everything about it. Does it feel solid? Is there a temperature change? Does it feel warm? Does it feel cool? Is there sensation in the feet? Just let yourself completely be aware of that feeling. And then if you'd like, letting the awareness begin to travel now up the body. And let yourself be aware of the next point of contact, which is the backs of the legs resting on the chair. So the sits bones, the backs of the thighs, and just feeling that sensation. And maybe even letting yourself feel supported, feel really cared for. This chair is going nowhere. It will not suddenly fall out from under you. So you feel really grounded and really supported. And then if you'd like, traveling up the body a little bit more, notice where the back is coming into contact with the chair. And again, that sense of solid support. Maybe noticing any other sensation that you may be having in the back at this time. And then taking into awareness all 3 points. So the low back, the backs of the thighs, and the soles of the feet. And allowing yourself to feel that support. And then, based on this support, letting the shoulders just relax. You're taking care of yourself, you're being supported. Just let the shoulders and the tension in the neck relax. Letting everything fall away. Let yourself be aware of the back of the head, the expression on the face. And then if you're willing, let the attention now turn to the body breathing. And just noticing your own breath. It's a very intimate part of who you are, your own breath. Notice the quality of the inhale and the exhale. Notice the duration of the inhale and the exhale. Any other sensations that you feel in the body, the abdomen, the ribs, belly as you breathe. Just like you would watch an infant sleeping in a crib or sleeping in your arms. The fascinating thing about watching an infant breathe as they sleep and their innocence that you know that they possess. Just show yourself the same kind of care and the same attention. And noticing the fluidity of the in-breath and the out-breath, that one can't exist without the other. They just roll into each other. We take the in-breath, we let it go, and as we let it go, we need the in-breath again. And then if you'd like, letting the in-breath travel a little bit deeper so that we can feel the in-breath in the belly. So this is actually the way ideally we would like to be breathing all the time. When we take that in-breath, we want to feel the waistband of our pants expand. And then notice that release. That release, maybe you're letting go of some stress or some tension as we exhale. And just letting the in-breath travel like this. And then if you'd like, letting the attention begin to include any other sensation in the body. So in addition to the breath, in the mind's eye, can you feel anything else in the body? Maybe it's a knee, maybe it's a foot, maybe actually you're sitting there and there's no other sensation in the body. That's fine, that's just something to be aware of. But just allowing yourself to be aware of the whole of your body, your whole being, and anything that's going on there, any sensation. And when we find sensation in the body, we give it our attention. It's not part of the practice to recoil from sensation when we find it. It's actually something to be embraced and to watch and to care for and to let it actually inform you in a compassionate way. What's going on in your own body? If you're ever sitting with sensation, and the sensation becomes so strong that you actually can't pay attention to the breath anymore, then that's actually a signal to maybe move or try and alleviate whatever the sensation is. If you've been sitting and maybe you have some low back or whatever that you're feeling, and the pain is so uncomfortable that you can't pay attention to the breath anymore, then feel free to move or stand or walk and alleviate that. And then still staying with the whole body. Taking the next inhale, if you're willing, as if the whole body can take the inhale. So you're aware of your whole being on the inhale, and you're aware of your whole being on the exhale. And just breathing, if you can imagine this, with the whole body. Letting yourself be fully aware of your being and your space. And noticing where the mind is now. It's the nature of the mind to wander. It's always going to wander. And in this kind of practice, we're developing self-compassion, we're developing clarity, we're developing focus and concentration. When the mind wanders, we practice non-judgment. And without judging ourselves, without criticizing ourselves for losing our train of thought, all we do is come back to the breath, or wherever we are in our awareness. So wherever we are, we simply come back to the breath. And then if you'd like, we're going to be traveling, widening our awareness a little bit more now. So we've been We started with the breath, and then we included sensation, and then we included the body as a whole. And now we're actually going to be taking in sound. So if you'd like, letting all other awareness fall away and just noticing sound. So everything that's around us. And again, we do this without judgment. So we're not making the judgment, is this a good sound, is this a bad sound, is this something that I want to hear now? It's just letting whatever comes into our field of awareness, just letting it be and just noticing it. Just practicing being aware. And also noticing lack of sound. So just noticing silence. Again, just noticing where the mind is. And if we need to gently bring the mind back, just letting the mind come back to the ears and listening and sound. And if you would like, widening the awareness one last time. And this time, we're going to practice being aware of our thoughts. So we become the observer in this awareness practice. And we just let our mind, as we sit back and watch our mind and thoughts go by, just noticing what it is that we're thinking about. And again, we're practicing non-judgment. We're not being self-critical. But just letting our thoughts inform us of exactly what it is that we're thinking about. So often these thoughts are automatic. And we can think these same thoughts day in, day out, week after week, month after month, and we're not even actually aware of what we're thinking. When we notice a thought, we treat it like a cloud in the sky. So when we think a thought, we just let it drift by and let it leave our awareness until another thought comes up. Sometimes I like to think of it like actors on a stage. They walk on, they tell us something, and then they walk off. And if at any point you get caught up in a train of thought, there's something that you just jump on board and it's taking you really far away from your meditation or awareness. Because some thoughts are really emotionally charged, and sometimes that happens. Just as soon as you notice that you've really wandered off, just come back to the breath. If it's something that is too emotional, again, just using the breath as an anchor in this entire practice. So if there's anything that just starts to feel like it's just a little bit too much, it's overwhelming, come back to the breath. The breath is always there for you. And then these last few moments of our seated meditation, let go of everything. Let go of thoughts, let go of sound, let go of the body, and just simply rest in your own being. That sense of being fully present, aware of who you are right now in this moment. The grounding of being, and just let whatever comes into your awareness, let that be what's center stage. I wanted to share a poem with you. The bud stands for all things, even for those things that don't flower. For everything flowers from within of self-blessing. Though sometimes it's necessary to reteach a thing its loveliness, to put a hand on its brow of the flower and retell it in words and in touch that it is lovely, until it flowers again from within of self-blessing. If you would like to participate in just a little bit of movement, if you think that, check in with yourself if you think that feels right for you. We're just going to very slowly come to standing. Take your time. So just being a little mindful of your neighbors. We're going to just start with just 2 minutes of gentle stretching. So inhale the arms out and up. And as you exhale, if you're in front of a table, you can let your hands rest on the table. You're just going to come down halfway. And as we take a couple breaths here, letting the hip bones push backwards so that we can feel that lengthening in the spine. Maybe feel the low back open up. And then on an inhale, we're going to bring the arms up, straight up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our hands to our heart. I'm going to do that one more time. Inhale the arms up. Exhale halfway. If you need the stability of the table, let your hands rest on the table or a chair. Push those sits bones backwards, reaching forward through the fingertips. Nice stretch. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're just going to take the feet a little bit wider than our hip stance. You can let the hands come to the side. You're going to inhale the left arm up. And And on an exhale, we're going to take a side stretch over to the right. Inhale, coming back up to standing. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, gently coming over to the left. Inhale, coming back to standing. We're going to keep the feet right where they're at. We're going to twist the shoulders over to the right. Just taking an easy twist. Just take the shoulders as far as they can go. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale, center. We're going to let the chin drop towards the chest. The shoulders are relaxed here. So just without any kind of pressing or forcing, just letting the weight of the head begin to open up the muscles in the back of the neck. Inhale, letting the head come back up to neutral. Exhale, letting the right ear fall over the right shoulder. Inhale, letting the head come back up. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, coming back up. You can bring your feet back to under your hips and take a seat. And just maybe gently closing the eyes for just another minute. Letting yourself get comfortable again. Just scanning the body, just noticing how you feel. We've only been doing this for 25 minutes. I hope that you continue to grow into the experience of who you really are. May you be confident. May you be wise. May you be your best, your biggest self in every moment. May you always shine. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. Hope you have a great rest of the afternoon. Namaste.